And there we are live. Okay, good day and welcome back to another episode of the Air Force podcast. My name is Yaku, and today we have Moclaren Morema with us. Welcome here with us and thanks for being here.
Thank you very much, sir, for the invitation. It is a great pleasure to be here with you today.
Moclaren, I want to know what inspired you to take part in this Mr. South Africa competition. That's obviously where I found you and where I reached out to you. Why did you choose you want to participate in this specific competition?
Okay, I think what actually encouraged me to actually join Mr. SA is that I want to bring the change that I want to see in the community because I can see when it comes to the mind, which is the powerhouse, it's actually being broken into the community. So, what is my movement is actually to try and acknowledge the mental issues or mental problems that the society is going through so that we can be able to address it at a very lower level because the higher level is there, but then it's not supporting the society or rather the community.
Okay. And why do you think I will say the normal people or the people that you say is on the maybe on the lower level and not necessarily in the public eye, why do you think they are struggling with the mental issues?
Okay, I would say they are struggling with the mental issues because looking into the mental issues is very broader. So we're looking into poverty, we're looking into the unemployment rate that we are in. So that actually affects the people. But then if the the higher level or rather the government does not come to the communities or the society to try and create something, do a new development in the community so that people can be able to run with that and improve their day-to-day life. I believe as me and Mr. SA campaign, we will actually be able to help and encourage those who are in need of improving their skills to get better skills and make a point that they bring business into their day-to-day life so that they can be able to provide a bread or rather be a greater breadwinner in their family.
Okay, and then how do you approach this improvement of the skill set, and how do you approach the people that need to improve their skill sets for you, as you say, business and maybe other kind of stuff?
Okay. So in this instance is to actually exchange ideas with the community or the society and try to see the uh, the ideas that we can be able to use to grow ourselves and to also put in the skills that we learn from school because there are a lot of people in the society that have the skills that are needed for them to prosper. But then because of limited information, they are not able to actually grow into what they have, you know.
Okay, and then how do you think you can get the information out to the people and make them be aware of this kind of stuff?
I think in this instance is to actually liaise up with the social development department and also the national youth development department where we can be able to get their the people that train the youth on how to start their own business and also encourage them that it's not only or rather it's not always the case that one needs to go to school and study and get a qualification for them to be able to provide for their family or rather for them to be looking for a day-to-day job, you know. It needs to be in a form that we as youth of the country, we need to create our own employment other than waiting for companies to employ us. So we need to be our own employers in a community or society.
Okay, and then so why do you think this and the unemployment is high. And how do you think will making your own business, starting your own kind of stuff, um, help the unemployment and even help other people to do?
Okay. So in this instance, you're not actually uh, spoon feeding people and say, you know what, for you to be able to put up a bread on the table, you need to start a business. We come up with like skills on where we will actually open up and show them that okay, this is we know you are unemployed. We do understand you are unemployed, but you need to do something that will be able to improve your being. Because the moment you just sit down and say, but anyway, the unemployment rate is higher, it does not simplify the situation that you are in. You need to then come up with something. You can either start a car wash where you'll be able to wash cars, and then whatever amount of money that you are being paid is something that will actually be able to lift you up and encourage you on a day to day and look at it in a way that okay, for as much as I might say I'm not working, but what I'm getting from the that car that I wash daily, two or three, is something that I'm able to look up to the following morning and say, okay, I now have a break for me to start another day so that I can keep on hustling, you know.
Okay, and then you now mentioned all of the skills, again, all of the skills needed, but um, how do you think are you going to make people aware of the skills that is currently needed in South Africa? And what skills do you think is needed in South Africa at this moment?
Okay. So the skills that are actually needed in this instance, it'll be for us to not focus on what the society has taught us that okay, as a, a citizen or rather a South African citizen or anybody that is staying in the world that they need to go to school, study, and look for an employment. So we need to shift our mind and say, okay, I'm not gonna be that person that is guided by what the society wants me to be, but I will be doing things according to what or according to the purpose that I have in place. You know.
Okay, and
Yes,
then
I don't know whether
um,
I
l-
answered
l-
your question correctly.
yes, that answered my question. And then I want to go a bit away from your journey with this, and I want to ask about your personal journey. How was has your personal journey, and your life contributed to you being here today and being a contestant for Mr. South Africa?
Okay, so you asking my personal uh, journey with regarding to the Mr. SA as to why I joined Mr. SA.
Yes, and from when you started Mr. SA up to now, how has your journey been, and what is the things you have seen and the things you have experienced?
Okay, so I what I can say is that ever since I joined this Mr. SA, it actually opened my eyes a lot because with the challenges that we've been getting on a month to month, it improved me in a way that okay, when I look at things now, I don't look at them saying that oh, but anyway, it's life. So we need to be like putting in our skills so that we can be able to improve who we are. Because the moment you just sit and say, but then the rate of the unemployment is this, what is it that am I doing as a human being? So what I've learned from Mr. SA and the challenges that we've been getting on a month to month up to here, it actually opened my eyes that anything is possible. You can do anything if you're putting your mind into it and you're putting 100% effort. So there is nothing that will limit you. You have the power to like conquer each and everything that comes your way.
Okay, and with that, that is a very motivational thing. you also do motivational talks, and you go to people and motivate them and help them and to overcome certain burdens. How's that? How's that to see people that improve because of your help?
Okay, so I'm actually a poet. I write. So I'm also a motivational speaker, and
Mm.
I'm a model by talent. So I believe if I'm able to then motivate, even though whatever that I motivate to my people, if it's only one person that takes it, I get very happy because you'll never know how that was very impactful to someone else. So it is very important for us to always um, check the society that we are in, and also advise people accordingly and motivate them where they need motivation, because there are a lot of people that if we are not there to give them these motivational talks, they will end up making wrong decisions in life. But throughout them, each and every motivation that I personally give, or rather the poetry that I write on my social media, it actually improve other people's being and tell themselves that, okay, if this one can do it, why can I not do it? What is it that is stopping me from fighting for my own being, you know?
Yes, definitely. And when did you start writing the poetry and start doing the motivational kind of stuff?
Okay, the writing actually started when I was still in high school. So I remember when I was still in grade 8, I used to write, but then the love for writing just fell off. But then in 2012, I wrote a poem which was published actually at UK. So, but anyway, I never like followed it that much. Then again, I wrote another one that was named Through You. It was also selected as one of the top 100 poems and published in Publishers uh, a platform where I then, yeah, so I did not take it that serious. But then when time moved by, there was this link that I saw on Instagram. Then I just decided to just write something towards them. Then they told me that I should write more to them. I did that. At the end of the day, I end up like pushing myself to even complete my book. So I completed my book this year, which is due to be published. Uh, it's actually ready. It's just that I'm just
What
waiting
is the
for the
name of
right.
the book? What is the name of the book that you wrote?
The name of the book is Mind the Powerhouse. So it's a poetry anthology. So it's a mixture of the poetry. I mean the poem.
Okay. And then what inspired you to actually write a book full of poems? Why did you decide, okay, that is what I'm going to do?
Okay, so my poetry is actually motivational. So each and every
Mm.
poem has a meaning in it. So I decided to just put them together and put a title of Mind the Powerhouse, where mind is something that is is close is putting like every being, everything of us all together. So the mind is the head of everything. So whatever that you're doing, it always reports to the mind, and also your heart responds back to the mind. So hence I titled the book Mind the Powerhouse. Yeah, because the mind is the powerhouse.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then with that, the mind is the powerhouse, as well as you focusing on people's mental health and all the mental issues. You obviously then think that your mental state and your psychological state is a very important part of being a human and of being successful and for achieving your goals. How do you keep your mental state positive, and how do you stay positive while seeing all the negative stuff?
Okay, so I personally I'm that one person that whatever what people think of me around, it does not get to me really, because I believe that I have the power, I have the purpose that I came on this planet Earth for. So I cannot be associating myself with the things that are demotivating me. So I always make a point that for as much as a person might say a negative thing about me, I always put myself first and say, you know what, who are you? You have the power. Your purpose is higher than this person. So you cannot be limiting yourself because of that one bad word that was said by someone. So to keep on motivating myself is to actually to keep on believing and to keep on pushing for greater heights. Even the sky is not the limit, and I cannot.
Okay, and then you now said you have a purpose and that you want to achieve something in your life, and that is not only with Mr. South Africa, and that is with your personal and professional life as well. So how do you balance that, doing your own professional and personal work and the Mr. South Africa part? How do you balance between the two? I asked earlier, how do you balance like your professional life and your personal life with the Mr. South Africa part and the part of being in the competition? How do you balance that two? And how do you make each of them successful?
Okay, I would say a proper planning is something that is very important. So, when it comes to during the week, of course, it's where you have to be focusing on the professionalism and make it one that the business wise is moving. So, what I do, I actually put a plan in place where I won't be focusing on like my work the whole week. If let me say I get a half day from work, I'll just try by all means to fit in the Mr. SA uh, challenges and things that I need to be promoting on my personal social media, and also putting the Mr. SA as well all together in that. So, but Mr. SA challenges, I mainly try by all means to do them by weekend so that I can fit in my professional life and also the Mr. SA all together so that we become successful. Because the moment you miss one step in the whole journey, then you're gonna miss the whole steps. So you can't move from step A and then go to step Z. It's impossible. You need to go step by step.
Yes, definitely. And then what kind of preparation do you have to do and what kind of work do you have to do for this Mr. South Africa?
You're referring to the challenges that we're doing on a month to month.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes,
so
like
the
what is the things you have to do and the things you are doing currently and all of that? What is that you're doing?
okay, so uh for the month of June, we actually sorry about that. We actually did a proposal to the companies so we can be able to be their ambassadors for throughout the year of the reigning. If let me say, for instance, you win the Mr. SA, you will then have that company. You will be promoting their stuff for the whole 12 months, and also we we also did we are currently doing the the hedges, or rather the Samsung bespoke fridge, where we advertising their fridge with the hedges stores. So we just need to like be creative and make your own content that you will be able to actually put together and give the people the insight of the fridge, to show them how the bridge operates. And yeah, so we only had like because they informed us that they have a time limitation, so they have to like rush things and all. So yeah.
Okay. And then along with this, Mr. South Africa, and I think this is probably the biggest question I have for you, and probably the biggest question that you'll have to answer in the future as well. And that is, what kind of qualities and values do you think Mr. South Africa should have?
Okay, so one thing that we need to realize is that Mr. SA is not looking for all the handsome, and they actually looking into somebody that will be able to inspire the the youth of tomorrow. Somebody that when a youth look at, they get inspired. So I think in this instance, it will be to somebody that is ambitious, somebody that is inspired, like that is so inspiring to others, so they can be able to then see and say, okay, for as much as this person has won Mr. SA, they are there to actually guide us and show us that, okay, we need to push ourselves to the limit, which I believe there is no any limit in life. So I believe that the person that should be taking the crown, or rather, that should be taking the title of Mr. SA. They need to be ambitious. They need to be self motivated, not only motivating themselves, but the motivation needs to go external. They need to be motivating the youth of today and show them that they have the power, they have the purpose that they are destined for on the planet Earth. They should not be limited. They should take themselves wherever they want to be. Because they have the power. Yeah.
Okay, and while you were on this journey and still on this journey, how has that improved or affected, I would rather say improved, definitely improved your own motivation and your own self-confidence being on the Mr. South Africa journey?
Okay, I think that on its own, it actually improved a lot because I was doing the motivation on a sometimes on a weekly basis, sometimes on a day to day basis. But then after the Mr. SAJ came into play, I had to like keep on making a point that I post from time to time to keep my fans updated of what is happening. So I would say it actually made me helped me, or rather helped me to be consistent with what I'm doing, and also push me to the extent of not saying, okay, what is it that I'm gonna do? It pushed me to plan things properly, because if there is no plan in place, then I was gonna fall in on the road, you know. So it helped me in a way that I should be motivated and motivate others to succeed and inspire others to push even harder to get what God has destined for them, you know.
Okay, and then you've mentioned now and you've mentioned earlier about planning and preparation. Do you think planning and preparation is a crucial part for not only successful in being Mr. South Africa, but being successful in every day-to-day life and being successful in your personal life as well as in professional life?
Yes, that's very true. Without a plan in place, unfortunately, you just putting yourself up to something that you're not gonna be able to solve at the end of the day. So I think planning is something that one needs to be guided by. So, because as you know in life, whatever goals that you have, or dreams that you have, you need to write them down. That's part of planning. You're planning like your life on how you're gonna move to the next step. So if you're not writing your dreams down, then you will be a confused generation. where you do not know where you are ending.
And then being in the public eye and being, um, I will say, they put you on the spot a lot of times. Actually, the same way as what I am doing now, kind of. How do you like uh, keep all of the pressure? How do you handle the pressure, and how do you handle facing the public and doing the public appearances? Because a lot of people have like stage fright and do not want to go in front of the camera, maybe do not want to go into the public. How do you handle that?
Okay, I would say personally, I I just told myself that I'm just gonna be me. I'm not gonna be pushed by what people think or what the society might have enabled me to be. So I'm that one person. If I can tell you that I'm actually an introvert, but then an introvert that gets to be an extrovert once he get used to the people around. So I believe that if you're just gonna keep quiet, you then limiting yourself. So you just need to keep on going, pushing yourself harder so that you can be better in what you are, like improve your self esteem. You know. So I believe the one being afraid of being a public figure, or rather being afraid of stage and stuff, that is something that is in the mind. The moment you tell yourself that, you know what, I got this, I will be able to do it, then definitely you'll be able to do it. It's only in the mind that, okay, one is afraid of standing in front of the crowd and stuff. I believe personally that is what is in the mind. But if you can take that away, then you will be able to conquer.
And then as well, how do you stay your true authentic self? How do you do it? Because as you said, a lot of people have a perception maybe about you. There's a lot of things on social media that people should be like this, or other people want you to be like that. How do you stay true to yourself?
Okay, I think it's simple, because the moment you're faking who you are, then you're not gonna be true to yourself. So just like everything that you're posting on social media, one shouldn't be posting about maybe, let me say, for instance, you go and you buy coffee, you buy maybe a lunch, you then posting only that. You need to be posting everything. If you are in a bad situation, you need to share that to your fans, so that they can be able to understand that, okay, this person is going through this. It shouldn't be that you are sharing only the nicer moment with your fans. You need to be sharing like everything. So being in this state actually is all about giving it all to your fans. I know there are other parts that you cannot be like sharing to everyone. Yeah. So there must be a limitation, but then you must balance your fans. It shouldn't be that, okay, you're only posting when you're having your dinner, you're having nice or rather good time. You're not sharing about the bad time. So I believe
Definitely.
managing yourself properly and sharing the right things to the public is another thing that will help you.
And then with that being said, I ask this question almost on every episode. How do you think social media affects that part of people? How do you think that social media plays a negative role in that part, only showing the good, only showing what's on the bright side, only showing the pretty and the nice and all of that, but never showing, um, I will say, the bad part or maybe a setback. How do you think social media affects that perception of reality?
I think social media is affecting it in a way that a lot of people, they are running away from being judged, or rather being put in a corner, just like your Twitter. If let me say for instance, you post something that the society is against. They will actually bully you on social media. So I think sometimes, as I did mention, that you shouldn't be broken by the things that people are saying. For as much as they might be true to themselves, but you know who you are. You shouldn't be uh you shouldn't be, I don't know what way to use it. Okay. You shouldn't be sized, or rather being moved by what the society says about you. If you everybody that is sharing whatever they are sharing on social media, they have a reason behind them sharing. So the moment you now come with your input, that input is not what my heart said I must share. I'm sharing it there. Maybe you don't know it's for healing, but now you come try by all means to break me into pieces. So I think social media is at times is breaking a lot of people's hearts where they do not want to associate with. But it's something that is there for our business. We run business with it. We cannot really say, no, I'm just gonna cut off this thing and I'm not gonna post anything there anymore.
Okay, yes, definitely. And then, uh, with that being said, you cannot take social media out of your life. You cannot, because, as you said, businesses use it. You use it to promote. Businesses use it. Other people use it as well, and other people use it to share maybe only some personal things with friends. So, cutting out social media is not always the right way, or is always the thing that have to be done. How do you use your social media platform for doing for promoting the work that you are doing and showing off, not showing off, but showing the work that you are doing?
Okay, I personally use social media to push the business and also my personal brand, because if you do not have the social media, because okay, just to say that you cannot be able to do it on your own without the your fans on social media. So you need to put them in the loop and say, okay, this is where I am. As now I'm currently a contestant on Mr. SA. I need to keep them updated so that they can be able to then see that okay, this one is still running for the contestant of Mr. SA 2023. So I need to keep on pushing the voting there on social media as well, so that they can be able to see that okay, this one is still in the game. It shouldn't be something that I'm hiding. I need to put it out there so that people can be able to see, because you don't. I don't know. One of the good days, I might be taking the title. So the moment I take the title, then I need to be able to engage with the fans, or rather with the country on that very same social media.
Yes, definitely. And as you said, you need the fans, and actually the fans, I think maybe need you as well. Why do you How do you get that engagement with the people and with your fans? How do you engage with them, and how do they engage with you, and how do you form like a connection between you two?
Okay, so the connection that we forming is actually through the posts that I'm posting, and through the DMs that I'm getting from the fans, and also through your WhatsApp, where I'll be posting the link. Then they will be sharing throughout their WhatsApp groups, and then be able to then vote on a day to day. It will depend on how comfortable they are. So I would say, as you did mention, that we both needed each other, parents and me. So we need each other for the exchange of the information in the very same social media.
Okay, and then what do you think is your favorite memory or your favorite interaction that you have had with a fan or with fans, or when reaching out to some of your fans? What do you think is your, I would say, your ultimate moment or your most favorite moment?
You mean on a social media, like in person after this? So
More
me on
like in
social media.
person, or when you meet some of your fans, or when you went out to give some motivational talking. when was your like the best moment or the highlight with some of your fans?
Okay, so this was when I went actually back home where I grew up, which is at Limpopo, in Zanzibar. So I went there because they saw that okay, I was announced as a contestant. So the moment I got there, the community will be calling you our very own Mr. SA 2023. So it's something that makes me excited that okay, these people have actually noticed that I'm running for Mr. SA. So I get motivated as well. I'm like, okay, so they are happy that I'm actually part of this family. So they are definitely rooting for me for greater in this journey.
And and then with that being said, what kind of advice would you give to anybody that maybe wants to follow in your footsteps or maybe next year want to also participate in this competition?
Okay, one thing that I can say is that one shouldn't limit themselves. If you know that you can be able to do it, you can be able to take through each and every challenge that is coming your way. Because suffering is part of our journey. So we shouldn't be limited because we are on a suffering line. Every season has its own time, and the time has its own purpose. So I would say if anyone would like to, uh, if anyone would like to join any contestant or rather any thing that they want to do in life, they shouldn't be limited. They must tell themselves that, you know what, I got this. I am more than this. I can be able to handle this. Whatever circumstance that will come, it will only be for that time. I will be able to break out and I will come out very strong. So one thing that I can say is that if you wanna do it, just do it. Nothing is there to limit you. If you meet all the requirements that are needed, just do it.
And then, do you have any future plans and aspirations of this Mr. South Africa and outside of Mr. South Africa when this is now all done? What do you plan on doing in the future? What do you plan on taking on next?
Yeah, I think what I'm planning on taking it from here, it will actually take such opportunities like this, take them to the lower level, take them to like the kind of the community that I'm coming from. Just show them that it is not the patient thing is not only for women because the society has that thing that okay, these things they are only for women. But if a boy child is able to do it, then we must. One thing that I would do is actually to keep on motivating and guiding the schools in my society and show them on the steps on how to register for all these things and support them where it's needed.
And also, with that being said, you say a lot of people have this misconception that this is only for women, like this kind of pageants is only for women, and you totally disagree with that. Now, obviously, is there any other misconceptions that is being associated with maybe this kind of pageants, and I would say maybe beauty pageants or going for Mr. Olympia of Mr. South Africa in this competition? Is there any other misconceptions and that you would like to clarify?
Oh yes, so there are people that when the moment they see you in a patient, they're like, oh okay, this one is think they know better. This one think everything can be possible for them. So I think what the society has enabled men to be is that they shouldn't be doing these things of, let me say for instance, for fishing uh, stuff. So we that's what the society has sexually enabled men to be. They just want a man to like wear normal and then be like wear your suit. It shouldn't be like that. We need to be broader and showcase what we are capable of. We shouldn't be limited.
Yes, definitely. And where can people reach out to you? Where can they find you? How can they contact you? What is your social medias?
Okay, on Instagram, it's Moclaren underscore Morema, and Facebook it'll be Moclaren Morema with a capital letter R. So it's capital letter M-O and then capital letter R for Morema, and then Moclaren will be M-O small letter O and then capital letter C and then small letter Laren. And then on TikTok it'll be Moclaren Morema, and then on Twitter it's Moclaren Morema, and then on YouTube it'll be Moclaren Morema also.
Okay. And then how can people go out and vote for you? How does that process work?
Okay, so with regarding to the voting, on all my social medias, there is a link that they can actually be able to use to vote. Or alternatively, on the post that I post, I actually leave a link on your Facebook, and then on Instagram, they can just check on the bio, or alternatively, they can reach out to me on my DM, and then I will be able to send them the link.
Okay, thanks a lot. And then to all the listeners, go out, go like and subscribe and go follow Moclaren, and also then go out to uh, uh,